Time to rant a little bit. I feel like I keep a lot of opinions to myself. Certain people in my circles might disagree with that, but I actually bite my tongue on a lot of shit. I don't know where I got it from, instilled in me that I've been petrified of offending people my whole life. I never wanted what I said to offend people or to them to think ill of me. I never wanted to be popular. I never wanted everybody to like me in that sense. I just didn't want anybody to not like me. If they were indifferent with me, awesome. But I never wanted anybody to dislike me for whatever reason. So I've always kept my mouth shut when it comes to my opinions, like hard opinions and stuff like that. But as I get older, like what the fuck do I care if somebody who doesn't see things the way I see them disagrees with me? I would much rather have the people who do see the things the way I see them to know and to agree with me. Like, so it's like the older I get, the less fucks I give. This leads me to talk about powerlifting, the gym, training, stuff like that. I can only see powerlifting and training and bodybuilding through one filter. Like, I have one filter to see things through, and that's it. Like, I can't see other people's perspective on it. Like, it's just, I have one filter. That's basically, there's two types of people in the gym. There's people who are on the way, and there's people who are in the way. That's it. Like, and people will always say, why does it matter to you? Why does it matter to you what people do in the gym? Why does it matter to you what people do this and that? And I'm always like, why doesn't it fucking matter to you? Like, if you are someone who says you're a bodybuilder, you say you're a power lifter, a strongman, and you come into a gym to train, whether it's a public gym, a private gym, and you're surrounded by people who are posers, who say that they are, hashtag they are, give out the impression that they are, but they don't put in the work, they don't put in the effort, they don't put in the sacrifice. They're just there for the title. They're not there for the work. Those people are in your fucking way. Like, they're sitting on a piece of equipment that you need to use. They're taking up a space that could be used for something else. And people are always like, what does that have to do with you? Why does that bother you? Because I'm trying to get something fucking done. And I can't get that done because this poser is in my way. Also, I take a lot of pride in powerlifting. I take a lot of pride in being a powerlifter. I feel like there was a lot more pride in calling yourself a powerlifter in the 90s, early 2000s, mid, like 2010s, stuff like that. Because if you were a powerlifter then, you were a fucking badass. Like, you just went to the gym and you wrecked it. Like, you had a goal, you had a purpose, and nothing was going to stop you from attaining that goal. Like, it wasn't social hour, it wasn't social media hour. You went to the gym with a purpose, which is why I get so upset when I go to the gym and people aren't punched in to what they say they're punched into. Like, if they say they're a bodybuilder, they say they're a powerlifter, and you get there and they spend the whole time talking, or they spend the whole time taking pictures. What the fuck does training have to do with sports bras? What the fuck does training have to do with cotton candy body spray? What the fuck does training have to do with walking around with your shirt off and flexing in the mirror when you're 174 pounds? Like, what does that have to do with training at the end of the day? If you are someone who claims to be a dedicated powerlifter, bodybuilder, whatever, what does that have to do with any fucking thing? I remember there was a time my friend Amber was training and she was doing deadlifts, and when she would go to do deadlifts, she would strip off her sweats and she'd be in like shorty shorts and a sports bra, and then when her set was done, she would freak out because she was so cold and go and put all her sweats back on. And after a couple sets of this, I think my exact words were, what the fuck does that have to do with deadlifts? Honestly, what the fuck does that outfit have to do with deadlifts? It has nothing to do with deadlifts. Why aren't you deadlifting in something that's warm and comfortable? Is your goal to have a better deadlift, or is your goal to look better deadlifting? And she heard me. You know, it makes sense. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with training? What the fuck does walking around shirtless have to do with building a big ass fucking squat or biceps or getting into a competitive level to where you are on a national level, you are on a world level. Do you see the people who are on those levels for the most part doing that? Look at the people in your gym or the gyms around you that have achieved what you want to achieve. Just watch their attitudes, watch what they do. Do you see them doing all that stupid shit? No, the fuck you don't, because they're not there to talk. They're not there to socialize. They're not there to appear like they are. And it pisses me off. I can only see things through one filter. Like, I only have one filter. It's either you're all into something and you're gonna do what you have to do to get there. And that filter comes from 12 plus years of being hyper dedicated to powerlifting. I was super dedicated to powerlifting. If it wasn't for my wife, it would have been my top priority in my life. But powerlifting for the last, up until I got hurt in 2019, there's solid 12 years of powerlifting was my only goal. It was my only obsession. I wanted to be the best in the world. I wanted to be sponsored by the best in the world. And you can see that through my work ethic, my life. Like, everything revolved around training. It didn't fucking matter if I didn't have any money. It didn't matter if I didn't have a way to get to the gym. It didn't matter if I didn't have any motivation or the right outfit or the right supplement. Like, none of that fucking mattered. The only thing that mattered was getting to the gym and getting a workout in. I hear people say all the time shit like, I can't go to the gym because I don't have money. Well, quit fucking going out to the bars. Quit buying junk food all the fucking time. Quit buying shirts and clothes and shit you don't fucking need. That's why you don't have money. Don't give me that bullshit about how you don't have money to go to the gym. You don't have money to pay for gas to go to the gym. You don't have time. Quit doing all this other stupid fucking shit. I mean, it's so obvious to me. It's like so ridiculously obvious to me. You do not have that as a priority in your life. So when people want sympathy from me, or they want me to give them a chance or a break, I can't help but look through my filter. Like, I can't empathize with somebody. I can't look at things through their lives, through their eyes. Because if you tell me that you are a dedicated powerlifter and you want to be the best at it, I expect nothing less than that from you. So if you try to give me bullshit excuses, I'm going to be like, quit going out, quit buying stupid shit. Like, this is not a priority in your life. But I bite my tongue because I don't want to hurt people's feelings, because I only see shit through my one single filter. And you know where that filter got me? I was one of the best in the world in powerlifting. I was sponsored by the best in the world in powerlifting. I am still ranked 7th all time in multiply, regardless of federation, country. In the world, I am still ranked 7th all time. I was sponsored by the biggest companies in the world at that time for powerlifting. Elite FTS, Animal. Two of the biggest companies in the world in regards to powerlifting and supplementation. I worked my ass off and was super dedicated to get to those things, which is why it annoys me so much when I'm looking at social media or in different gyms, no gyms in specific, just I'm talking in general here. When I see people who make a mockery out of it, I take pride in being a powerlifter. So if I see somebody who claims to be a powerlifter, hashtags to be a powerlifter, tells the world, their parents, their family, their friends, I'm a hardcore powerlifter, I'm dedicated, and you watch them in the gym and you have 3 fucking exercises in before they finish their first one because they're talking to their friends, they're looking at their phone, they're taking videos, they're putting filters on their shit. Like, you are a fucking poser. You have no right to call yourself a dedicated powerlifter. That's because I'm looking at shit through my filter. That's my opinion. All right, that doesn't mean that's gospel. That's just my opinion. And the fact that powerlifting has grown, I don't think necessarily it's a good thing, to be honest. Because what did we gain when powerlifting grew? We gained all those motherfuckers who think it's a hobby sport. We gained all those motherfuckers who thinks it's a participation award. Like, how much did actual hardcore powerlifting grow in the last decade? I honestly don't think it has. I would rather it stayed a niche sport to where only the hardcore and the dedicated were in powerlifting and everybody else got weeded out. But now everybody's doing it because they think if they buy $500 worth of whatever the clothing and apparel and accessories, the latest dipshit on Instagram or TikTok is talking about, that makes them a powerlifter. And that offends me because I take pride in being a power lifter. You are not. You know, I take pride in that shit. And I think there's a lot of people who still do take pride in that shit. And I can't help but just like go off on it sometimes. Because I love this sport, you know what I mean? And I can't stand people who pose and try to say that they're not. Everybody wants to give an ounce of effort and expect to get back a gallon in return. Or everybody tells the world they give a gallon, but they give an ounce. That shit's offensive to me. I mean, because this is my sport and I fucking love it. And it used to stand for something to be a powerlifter. Now, are there certain individuals out there who can bridge the gap and be social media stars and all this bullshit, still be good powerlifters? Yeah. They're the few, you know what I mean? They're so fucking gifted genetically that they can get away with that shit. And everybody thinks that Larry Wheels is the most amazing powerlifter in the world. I don't think so. You know, what I saw him do, he went from sport to sport to sport, did it until he actually had to try, and then he left. As soon as it got difficult and he actually had to try a sport, he packed up and moved on to the next one. He treated strength sports as a way to make money, and that's fine. If that's what his ambition was to see if he could make money off of all these things, then he fucking did an amazing job because he did it. But when people idolize him as a power lifter or a strongman and shit like that, I'm like, he's not. It was a business venture. You know what I mean? It wasn't. How do you idolize somebody that quit once it got hard? I don't understand it. And I had about 7,000 other things I wanted to rant about, but I forgot. In the gym, it was just on my mind. My mind was racing. If I could film right now, I'd have like 20 minutes worth of shit to rant on. But I've lost it all. I'll probably remember it in about a half hour. I'll probably remember it tomorrow. Like, oh, I should have fucking said that, or why didn't you say that? So, if you're a power lifter, be a power lifter. If you want to treat powerlifting as social hour, that's fine. Like, there's a place for that. Honestly, there is. If you don't think powerlifting, bodybuilding is something that you want to pursue as a lifestyle, it's just something you want to do for fun and socialize with people at the gym, that's fine. Like, I see nothing wrong with that. The point where it crosses me is when they try to act like they are that next level and they're not. It annoys the fuck out of me when they pose. They try to make society believe that there's something that they're not. That's when it bothers me. Don't try to tell the world that you're this hardcore dedicated person, and when I get to the gym or see something on social media or whatever, you're just fucking around the whole time. There's a purpose when you get to the gym. If you were to study for a test in college and you had 4 hours to study and 3.5 of that were you looking at your phone or talking to friends or eating, how the fuck would you do on that test? You'd probably fail, wouldn't you? How is that any different? You have to look at the quality of time and effort that you're putting into something while you are at the gym or while you're at that training center for whatever it is that you're doing. And I'm gone. I'm lost. I'm hungry. Just got done training. Maybe I'll rant again. Nobody looks at this. Like, 3 people watch my YouTube videos. I don't think I have to worry about offending anybody I know. And I'm tired. I think I'll speak my opinion more. Maybe I'll do this more often. Just rant about shit, and not care if I hurt anybody's feelings. I'm getting old. Don't care anymore. Just want to speak my mind. I'm a washed up power lifter, but I was a pretty fucking good one at one time, so I feel like my opinion is still relevant. And my opinion and my info and my insight are still extremely relevant. I don't make very many videos because I don't feel like anybody listens. I feel like I have a valuable opinion when it comes to powerlifting, but when people stop listening, you tend to stop talking. So, yeah. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Eve. I'm gonna go home and eat a shitload of food. Peace.